I just want to take a moment and explain the mini lore family. There's not a day go by that somebody doesn't call me or email asking about the difference between the lore reference, and the mini lore. So here you can see them. Think of it as Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear. So of course there's some physical differences. There's also some performance differences that really need to be touched upon. The full-size lore is the original speaker, a little over 10 years old now. We've made this speaker for 10 years. Has a bit of a cult following. It's very popular with tube lovers, and analog. Uses a 10-inch driver with the Audax Gold Dome tweeter, and it's a really great combination. We've won 2 Product of the Year type awards with this speaker here. And when compared to the other 3, I'll say that the lure is very dynamic, energetic, punchy, fast. It's got a 10-inch piston. Ultimately, it can play louder than the other 2 as well. Moving down to the lure reference, I called it the lure reference for a very specific reason. I wanted to make a speaker that had a little bit more accuracy to it. Good loudspeaker design, as the designer, is really an exercise in trade-offs. I can't just get everything. I've got to have a big box, a small box. It's really, when it gets down to it, it's all about trade-offs. So the trade-off between these 2, this, once again, big, lively, energetic, punchy, dynamic. This right here is going to be, it's going to have better resolution, the very subtle nuances and the very subtle details. If you're into that kind of thing, this is the speaker to go with. Does it play as loud as this? No, but I promise you all 3 of these play to ridiculous loud, so I wouldn't worry about that. But if you're into way loud, high power listening, then just go straight to the lure. And now the lure reference versus the mini lure. The mini lure, when I created this, I knew intuitively that there were people that wanted the sound of the lure, but they wanted a much smaller speaker, whether their wife acceptance factor was in the mix or they needed it for a bedroom or a small studio or something like that. That's the reason why the mini lure exists. Now, what's the difference between the mini lure and the lure reference? Over $100 in cost. The lure reference uses a little better parts, a little more expensive parts. It's obviously bigger. So the lure reference is going to put out a little more bass. The mini lure is our entry-level lure in the lure lineup. And by the way, I'll mention that we have the new lure beryllium, which is this exact speaker with $600 worth of beryllium tweeters in it. And I get asked this constantly too. Does it sound better? Yes, it's got $600 worth of beryllium tweeters in it. It does sound better, and it's $500 more money. So that's answered. Back to the 3 again. Very conservative. Still has the mini lure, wonderful punch and dynamic, energetic sound. It's extremely linear, and all 3 of these handmade right here in Orem, Utah, by people that love hi-fi, passionate hi-fi lovers. Extremely good value across the board here. Hopefully I've explained that, and thanks so much for listening.